Good evening, viewers. This is Okie Diecast. I have another video for the internet. Gonna be going over Auto World. Got a really fun video, I think. Hopefully. But we're gonna be going over Auto World Ford GT40s. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them. What you're looking at is my Auto World GT40 jammer. I've got nearly all of them that they've ever made, minus one Ultra Red. But I got a really cool car. Bought it online. Wanted to share it with you guys as I opened it. And it's going to be the retail release this last year, if you remember, was this Auto World. It wasn't numbered or anything. The blue and the silver street versions, I'll get those out and look at them. And just this last week, somehow I was able to acquire this version. This is the Ultra Raw, and I don't really know how many of these that were made. If it's a hobby exclusive, they'll have a little number over here of how many of the cars were made. This was the A release. It's in plastic here. Keep all my cars in plastic, but anyway, this is the A release, which is a silver. And then the blue one here was the B release. And I don't have this one on the card. Or I do have this one on the card. I don't have the silver one on the card. There's the silver one, or the blue one, which was a B release. And then I have the Ultra Red version with white tires. This had a red interior and a red bottom and white tires. And not all of the releases that they make, but some of them have what they call Ultra Raws. And the Ultra Reds, usually they're about 2% of the regular release. So, not sure how many Ultra Reds there are of this retail release. I know how many there are of some of these hobby releases. Some of these are all hobby releases, and they have the number on them. So, you can kind of tell what 2% represents and get a number of how many Ultra Reds they are. But the retail release, that they don't give away numbers like that. And this one is the only one I don't have the Ultra Red on. And this was, I believe, a hobby release from 2017 or 2018. And the reason I don't have the Ultra Red is because they only made 1,248 of these for the A and B release. And so if you do 2%, there's only 25 of these that are in existence of this car. Only 25. So good luck finding an Ultra Red, a chase of this guy. I've been watching. I saw one back when I very first started collecting, and I passed on it thinking I'd see another one and never saw one. So the Ultra Red on this represents a very rare, one of the rarest Ford GTs from Auto World, except for the Raw. The Raws, they only make 10 of them for each release when they make a Raw version. They don't always make a Raw version. I know they made a Raw version for the very first release, and I've seen a Raw version for this one way down here, which is the number 6, the first licensed Gulf livery. Those are the only 2 Raws I've ever seen, other than the retail release. And this guy was on the internet. They first had it listed at $1,500 Stayed that way for a really, really long time. You know, Ultra Raws, they go anywhere from 100 all the way up to $1,000, depending on the popularity of the model. But this one, they dropped it down to $600, and I made an offer well below that, and the guy took it. Now, it does have, so I was really happy to get this. I never thought I'd have an Ultra RAW version of the Ford GT, but it's got a lot of card damage on it. The card's kind of bent there, so it was ideal for me because I would have wanted to open it. I would have been very tempted to open this raw. The blister's been crushed. You can kind of see it right there. So this was a great find and a great opportunity for me to add to this collection of loose cars because the card is just such in bad shape. So let's look at these. I'm going to open this up. Opening the Ultra Raw, and we will put it beside the other retail releases from last year and kind of compare the differences. Alright, I don't think it's very normal for somebody to open one of these Ultra Raws. I think a lot of times they stay on cards just because they're so low production count and they're so expensive if you have to buy them on the secondary market. So people leave them on the card. There was a guy on the internet that had a bunch of these Ford GTs that you can still go out and find the videos, and he would open his on camera. But that's the only other guy, and I guess he serves as my inspiration here to open this one on camera for you guys. But here we go. Let's go and rip it out of this messed up blister. I'll try not to drop the car. Don't want to do that. There it is. Nice looking car. It's got gold rims. It's definitely raw. It's got a white interior and a white bottom. So it is a lot of difference. And it's just like the other ones. You know, the other ones from this retail release, if you look at these, and I've noted this, and I've seen other people notice it too, is that the tires in the front are wider than the tires in the back. And that's a phenomenon that's only been with this retail release from last year, with the street legal Ford GTs from Europe. Anyway, there it is, looking real good. Kind of reminds me of a White Lightning almost, because White Lightnings will have the white base and the white interior. A little bit different, and I don't know if they did all of the raws last year with the same kind of color scheme or not. But let's put it on the turntable with the other ones. Okay, got the turntable going here. This was the A release, which was a silver. Had black interior and a raw bottom, unpainted bottom. It's kind of ironic because the Ultra Raw has a painted bottom and the regular release has a regular bottom, or a raw bottom. Silver spoked wheels. All of them have that GT40 PR on the back. Here's a B release, which was the blue, metallic blue. All the attributes were the same, A for B, except the base color. And, well, with the exception of the stripe, the B release had the side stripes. And then we had the Ultra Raw, Ultra Red, which had the base and the interior done in the Ultra Red paint along with the body. There they are. Boy, don't they look great next to each other on the turntable spinning around. And the Ultra Red had white rims. And then here's the Ultra Raw with the gold rims and the white interior. Pretty cool to have a raw version of the Auto World Ford GT. A little rare example, and when I put them back in the case, I'll put them in and I'll show you why I really did need a fourth to even out my case. There's a lot of contrast between those two with the white rims, the gold rims, and the paint. Probably the closest thing would be closest out of the four of them would be these two, and I was wondering how much you could tell with the paint, with the silver paint versus the raw, but there is a very, very noticeable difference. There is no mistaking which one is the raw and which one was the regular release. Just with the paint, and then you take the white interior and the gold rims, and the difference in the two bases. We'll watch them as they spin around with the base. There's no mistaking this raw car. Yeah, there you go. Kind of funny, the raw has the painted base and the regular release has the unpainted or raw base. Move this out of the way. Set them up here in order of acquisition. I think I got the A release first, and then the B release. The Ultra Red and the Raw. Never thought I would get a Raw. I try to advertise and promote this channel as the home of the Ford GT because that's primarily what we collect here. It's what I enjoy collecting. That's what I started collecting. And I do have quite an extensive collection of these, even though I don't have every single one of them. I do have a lot of cars. Let's get them put in the case. I keep all of these cars in little plastic baggies. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it, the wrong way to do it, but that's the way that I've been doing it. And I change out the baggies every now and then because I know plastic can degrade. I've never found a car that I can find that I can absolutely prove has been damaged by the plastic, being the abrasivity of the plastic or the abrasiveness of the plastic. So I've just kept on using them, and because there, and they kind of want to fall out because just of the number of cars I had, I always came out uneven here. So I had this filler Fiero, and if I could find that Ultra Red that I'm missing, there's the Ultra Raw. If I could find the Ultra Red that I'm missing, it would even out. But as it sits, I've always had to have that Fiero there. Because there's three of these. 1, 2, 3. And they didn't have their own individual Ultra Reds. This was the Ultra Red for the A and B release. So there's just 3 of them. So now I have a reason to say bye-bye Hot Wheels Fiero. And I can put the Ultra Red or the Ultra Raw in there with the Ultra Red and have an even case of Auto World GT40s. There they are, all in the case. There's all the Auto World GT40s I've got just on that one side. That's all they've ever released, minus one, and minus the 2 RAWs that I know about. There may have been other RAWs. In fact, I think this one had a RAW. This is number 12, if I'm not mistaken. I think the 6, this one, the original one, and then maybe this one. But I don't think any of them in between. I think there may be only 4 RAWs, GT40 RAWs. If anybody knows and can prove me otherwise, I'd love to know. Leave any information in the comments on this video, or you can message me at Okie Diecast at YouTube. Hey, like and subscribe. We're going to be sharing a lot more. Hoping to get a lot of views for this Ultra Raw opening. We'll see. I know I'm not the most entertaining guy to listen to, but do appreciate those likes and subscribes and even shares, thumbs up, thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Any kind of comments, leave them to me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Adios.